So I have divided this entire discussion into three subgroups. It will be very easy if any beginner will focus on understanding the machine parameters, understand the technique, and also focus on criteria how to select patients to learn. So this is the machine which has got three parts: one console, handpiece, and foot pedal. Console is a computerized unit which deals with manipulating parameters which are basically the power, the vacuum, and the flow rate. Handpiece is a device which delivers the power into the eye, helps in breaking down the crystalline into pieces, and also aspirate the emulsified pieces out of the bag, out of the eye. Phaco handpiece is available in two different sizes. One is 19 gauge, which is almost 0.9 mm diameter, internal diameter, and 20 gauge, which is still thinner, around 0.6 mm internal diameter. It's also available in four different angles. That is beveling at the end of the tip. That is 0 degree, 15, 30, 45, and 60. And I will discuss later on how that helps in different grades of cataract. So titanium tip and transduces electrical energy into mechanical energy that transmit into the hard nucleus and creates cavity, or transmit acoustic waves to help in breakdown of the hard nucleus. Irrigation aspiration handpiece is another one which is available in two different forms. For those who have little bit of skill, they can use the coaxial one, that is only single piece, which also delivers the irrigation fluid and also helps in aspiration. Beginners can also use two different handpieces for the same purpose. They are called bimanual. So each handpiece or the IO probe comes with consumables. They are called tips and strips. Tips I have already told: 0 degree, 15, 30, 45, 60. 0 degrees which exerts maximum holding, but cut rate is very less. 15 degree less cut, more holding power. 60 degrees very sharp and usually used for very grade 4 or grade 5 type of cataract, and because the cut rate is very high but holding is very less. So 30 degree tip is called a balance tip because it is optimally used for holding as well as delivering the cut rates. Each machine has got foot pedal, and each foot pedal has got three different steps. The first excursion, there are step 1, step 2, and step 3. First excursion is for irrigation, second one is for aspiration, the third one is for both. Irrigation, all the three: irrigation, aspiration, and delivering the power. So there are basically two different elements of a phaco system. One is the fluid circuit, and the other one is the ultrasound. Before we go to the understanding of the total mechanics of how the machine works, that is called phaco-dynamics, we should get familiar with few terminologies. One is phaco power, that is stroke length, that the length of the phaco tip that is, moves forward and backward, that the length is equivalent to or proportionate to the phaco power. Vacuum is the suction force applied by peristaltic or venturi cone at the tip of the phaco tip. Aspiration flow rate is the rate at which fluid is drawn out of the eye cavity along with cortex or nuclear fragment. It's measured in ml. and is measured per minute. Rise time is time taken for the vacuum to rise to the optimum preset level from 0. Sponge speed rotation of the pressurized pump. Sponge speed is regulated by movement of the foot pedal, and that helps in delivering more power during chopping and during segment removal. Venting is a protective mechanism when the pressure inside the means drawing the back of probe builds up, and if there is sudden breakage of the fragment in front of the tip, then that is called surge. That is immediately or suddenly fluid and particle matter gushes into the phaco probe, reducing the volume inside the anterior chamber and collapsing the anterior chamber, which may lead to posterior capture range. So bend is a protection phenomena. It's in the phaco tip. Bend cannula, bend valves are there. That reduces these chances of surge by acting when optimum pressure is attained. They will open up. Either they will allow external fluid to enter into the phaco probe or allow air. So there are two types of vent valves. One is air venting, other one is fluid venting. Followability is the ability of phaco tip to attract nuclear pieces. It is very, very important, because unless the machine has very good followability, we have to really change for the pieces, and which is also a very dangerous technique, because the phaco tip should be operated in the central safe zone where the depth of the cavity is maximum, and if we take this phaco tip to the periphery, there is chances of rupture, touching of the posterior capsule and rupture. Holding ability is again related to the beveling of the phaco tip. So these are all parameters. Vacuum is negative suction. Force at the probe tip, it is directly related to the height of the bottle, and is measured in millimeter mercury, and maximum vacuum is always preset by the surgeon. But actual vacuum is what is delivered at the tip of the phaco tip or the eye probe. It is influenced by what we have preset in the machine, what is the pump type, it is a venturi type or the peristaltic type, size of the aspiration tube, and degree of tip of occlusion. Aspiration flow rate, I have already told, is rate at which fluid and nuclear particles are removed from the eye when the tip is not occluded. It directly proportional to the rotational speed of the pump head. So if we press the foot pedal more, pump speed will be more, aspiration flow rate will also be more. Low flow is required when we have shallow chamber, positive pressure, weak jonules, weak wound or leaky wound, and during cortex removal. Flow rate setting are basically for flow based pumps, but it is usually not very possible to change in venturi or diaphragmatic type of machines. Followability, as I told, the third and final maneuver is scavenging and emulsifying mobile nucleus fragments. Higher the vacuum increases force with which matter is pulled to the tip. Reduced capacity requirement, property of the tubing to collapse, that is deforming under pressure, is the compliance of the tubing. So to maintain good compliance of the tubing, we have got two different types of tubing. One is single use tube, or the other one is reusable tubing. Holding power is the phaco tip. Holding power, how much the phaco tip is able to hold the fragment in front of this, and this has once this is done, the phaco tip is fragment is almost rendered immobile, and with the power it emulsifies the small fragments. Rise time is a concept should be very familiar with the surgeon, because if the rise time is very low, the machine is very fast. If the rise time is more, machine is slow, and it is always advisable to, for the beginners, because very fast machines you are more prone to commit blunders. Venturi system, rapid rise time due to high flow rate, and it for a very skilled surgeon, venturi system is safe and it is very fast. The machine, apart from the phaco handpiece, has got irrigation absorption system. Irrigation system consists of a bottle, and the whole purpose of irrigation is to maintain a under chamber, maintain the cornea, maintain the iris diaphragm, and maintain the posterior capsular position. It maintains IOP, and the thumb rule is the standard bottle height should be usually 60 to 65 centimeters above the patient's eye level. And how that converts to intraocular pressure? This simple rule: 15 centimeter of bottle height equals to 11 mm of mercury in the intraocular pressure. So aspiration system, there are two usually. One is peristaltic and the venturi. Peristaltic is a machine where a plunger runs over the tube system. So intermittently it pushes on the tube. So there is intermittent building of pressure in the tube, which draws the fluid out of the eye. Peristaltic pumps, safe, the vacuum build-up is slow and safe, more controlled over fluidics. Vacuum builds up only on occlusion. Surge is more good for beginners. I have come to surge. What is surge? Nucleus has to be manually approached from the phaco tip. Venturi system works on Bernoulli's principle. So when compression gas enters into point A, the high speed gas induces negative pressure in chamber B. So from chamber D, fluid enters through chamber C, and the pump works like a very high efficient suction pump. Linear rapid build-up of vacuum even without occlusion. Flowability of tissue is very good. Nuclear cortical matter easily attracted to the tip. Surge is less because there is no deviation from the standard preset vacuum level. Rise time is fast, so safety margin less, more advisable for skilled surgeon. Venting, just I have already told, occlusion of phaco tip by nuclear fragment, vacuum is created, and vacuum reaches maximum pressure level, vent valve opens, and some air or fluid enters into the system, that is called venting. So come to phaco power. Phaco power is ultrasound probe delivers energy to the eye, breaks up the cataract to facilitate emulsification and aspiration. Tradition, the phaco probe delivers power only in a longitudinal manner, but the newer generation phaco machines have got transverse rotation movements, that is called torsional phaco, which is much more efficient than the traditional one. Delivering ultrasound power through lateral motion can increase the cutting rate and reducing repulsion of lens material, and that increases the overall efficiency of the machine. How to set the power? It all depends on how the grade of the cataract is. The simple rule is grade of nucleus into 15 plus 25 should be the phaco power. It's a rough guideline when setting phaco power for chopping and segment removal. So for any grade of a cataract with grade of 3, phaco power should be 3 into 15, 45 plus 25, so around 70. For grade 5, the highest grade, it should be 50 into 5, 75 plus 25. So that is 100. Delivery of phaco power into the eye can be different modes. The most common one and the basic one is continuous mode, where energy delivered is continuous without any break, controlled by amount of foot pedal depression, and the graph reference as the foot pedal depression in position increases, phaco power increases. Pulse mode is as we increase the excursion of the foot pedal, amount of energy into the eye dissipation is more. The more the foot pedal is depressed, more power is delivered into the eye. And in the extreme grade of excursion, the power is almost 100%. But pulse mode is defined by a off time and a on time. On time, where the phaco power is delivered into the eye. Off time is a gap. Burst mode is amplitude of or the magnitude of phaco power delivered at any time is constant, but when we more press the foot pedal more, the frequency of delivery of this power increases. So at the highest point, when the foot pedal is at the extreme end, it is almost like continuous power. But from beginning to the end, magnitude of power or the amplitude of power is almost same. So this is a comparison. Surge. The collapse of AC when occlusal breaks or occurs as occlusal breaks and the fluid from anterior chamber rushes into the teeth. Surge controllable as they are in the machine, and there are also key factors where the surgeon can modulate possibility of surge. Raising bottle height, surge will be less. Lower the flow rate, surge will be less. Resistant tubing, surge will be less. Smaller phaco tip, large irrigation port, and low vacuum. These are all factors where surge will be less. Minor degree of surge, there will be iris flicker. When the surge is much more, the anterior spine totally collapses, and there is every possibility of phaco tip touching the posterior capsule and giving a complication. So this graph is the dotted line is the original tube size, and the solid line when there is surge. So that is compliant. That is called compliant. If the tube is very thin and very pliable, the possibility of surge is very high. And with the reusable tubing, when we use it after repeated autoclaving, the compliance is lost. The parameters delivered at the tip of the phaco probe is usually not the same as shown on the monitor. So it is and then bed. After wound construction, for all the cases, the surgeon has to go for a staining of the anterior capsule. It's done by trypan glue, and go for a capsulorhexis, capsulotomy. Usually for phaco means it's mandatory for any attempt to do a phaco. CCC or capsulorhexis is a must. No trying of phaco with a can or envelope type of capsulotomy. In case there is collapsing of anterior chamber, use of high molecular weight visco is advisable for beginners. And if there is a runaway rhexis, better to use microrhexis forceps or Ottata. hydro procedures is of two different types, hydrodissection and hand delineation. For beginners, both procedures are essential because hydrodissection cleaves the whole nucleus from the capsule, whereas hydrodelineation leaves a cushion of cortex for safety of the posterior capsule. So for beginners, it is always advisable to do both hydrodissection and hydrodelineation. Hydrodissection, putting the irrigating syringe below the axis, tenting it, then pushing the fluid. And hydrodelineation, at least go into the substance of the nucleus, at least half millimeter or 1 millimeter, then inject. And hydrodissection, how we will realize is that reach the completion, the red reflex will vanish, nucleus will means balls, and there will be loss of the reflex. Hydrodelineation, termination is reached when there is visibility of the golden ring. Before attempting any phaco, the nucleus has to be mobilized at least by 4 to 5 clock hours, because this reduces the adhesion of the cortical fiber with the epinucleus cortex, and this will enable the surgeon to mobilize the nucleus during sculpting, chopping or fragment removal. Unless this is done, this will create a lot of pressure on the zonules and may drag to zonal dialysis. So phacoemulsification is usually done in the central zone, that is called central safe zone. Can be done in 3 different techniques: divide and conquer, stop and chop, and direct chop. Divide and conquer, creating trenching or tunnel in cross or crisscross fashion, then using 2 instruments divided into 4 pieces, then taking the whole piece one by one. And though in some books or by some surgeons it is told divide and conquer should be advisable for beginners, my experience, I will suggest better to start with direct chop. Stop and chop is in between. We divide the nucleus into 2 halves, then take up each and half to make it small pieces and take out. Because divide and conquer takes lot of time and lot of ultrasound. For beginners, it can range from half an hour to 1 hour, and the patient may end up with permanent decomposition. Direct chop is safest and needs some skill, but with proper training that can be handled for beginners also. Shall directly go to the videos. So this is all about technique. The rest of I will explain in the video. So last one is patient selection. There are certain criteria we must follow for beginners. General condition: cooperative patient, not very old, should be able to lie down on the table at least for half an hour to 1 hour. Age between 50 to 60. No systemic contraindication such as adrenaline, intraoperatively. Authorized should be have good vision, and no one-eyed person for training purpose. Ocular prerequisites: prominent eye, not deep socket, clear cornea, normal acid depth, mydriasis should be at least 8 mm, intact zonule, soft cataract, grade 2 to grade 3, and some good fundal growth. Contraindication for beginners: deep socket, high myopes, glaucoma or complicated uveitis cases, hard intimation cataract, small pupil, and pseudoexfoliation. Obesity, nervous, hypertensive, bronchitis patient should be avoided. And a successful phaco needs good patient selection, good knowledge and control over the machine parameters, adequate parameter and appropriate technique. What are the usual problems faced by beginners? They have to use both hands and both legs simultaneously, which are not used to. Control microscope by the foot pedal, because you have to adjust the focus several times during different steps. You have to do the surgery not very 0.6 or 0.4 magnification, at least 0.8 to 1. So high magnification, many surgeons in the beginning they are not acquainted with. Problem of machine and using the foot pedal for in the initial few cases. Appropriate guidance, availability of teaching microscope is a very limiting factor, because if training is not done properly, surgical performance will obviously hampered. Video recording of the cases and discussing, and after training, follow-up of the cases, maybe with video discussion or maybe by direct supervision.